Okay, back on the topic of affordable construction, building wall structures using the interlocking blocks. Why I coined the term affordable construction. I did not want to use the term cheap because sometimes cheap is expensive, and sometimes cheap means low standards and low quality. So I use the term affordable because it's going to be pocket friendly, especially in areas like the tropical regions where we have got a good soil. Yeah? When you use stabilized soil blocks, even if they're not interlocking, a good soil is needed, and all soils can be improved apart from black cotton soil, which has proved to be very difficult. You can't improve it, neither can you use it in a mixture of making stabilized soil blocks. Yeah, so mostly the soil is mined from the ground, making sure that it does not have the top part of the soil, which has got the humus, which has got the leaves and all of that. So you go to the subsoil and mine it. Yeah, I normally say that you can save up to 40% to 70% of the project cost. Why? This is why. One, if the soil is good, you do not need to mix in sand. Yeah. If the soil is mixed with a stabilizer naturally, you do not need to buy a stabilizer to stabilize it. At the moment, the most common stabilizer that is being used is cement. But as you move to the coastal region where there is coral reef kind of soil as a subsoil, very little cement or none at all is required to make stabilized soil block. And in this matter, it's interlocking stabilized soil blocks. So remember that the raw material is easily available. If we move into Africa, for example, in Kenya, in Nairobi, I'm going to use that because that is where I originally come from. The areas that are now being habited out like outcasts of the city center or of the residential areas of Nairobi as it was set up by the colonialists are areas that have got a lot of black cotton soil. But we have readily available suitable soil from other areas that constructions are going on. So this soil is free of charge, but you need to pay for the transport and transport the soil to your site. In this case, if you have water at the project site and the hardware where you're buying, the cement is not far, so the transportation is going to be less, then you will save around 40% if you use stabilized interlocking soil blocks to build your wall. Another thing is that when you're using stabilized interlocking soil blocks to build your walls, you only need to use mortar. Mortar is a mixture of sand, cement, and water in proper ratios. So you'll only use that to join your blocks at the beginning, from the foundation, maybe 3 courses or 2 courses, and then as you go now, you just interlock the blocks. That means you're going to save. You will save a lot because you will not need to buy sand, you will not need to transport sand to the project site, you will not need to buy cement to mix with that, neither will you need water and labor. So that means you will save. That's why I always say you will save 40% of the project cost. Another thing is when you want to plaster inside so that you can paint after you've done the finishing of the project. You will use very, very little of the plastering material because the wall is already smooth. Unlike for the bricks or the stones. So you are saving again. So that is why it is affordable construction. And if you plan your project very well and you have a very good site house where you can store your materials, then you can buy them all once and store them and put a project manager in charge and calculate and know, especially if you have a bill of quantity. So when I say affordable construction and when I say interlocking soil blocks, it does not mean that they are bad quality, they are going to fall. Europe and many buildings have been built using stabilized soil blocks. Not many parts of the world use stones for building. So most Kenyans think that stones are the only strongest blocks. And then some parts of Kenya, especially the central province, they always say, "Hey, madurufare." No, this is different. These are blocks. They are blocks, they are strong, they are durable, and they are going to help you have a durable, permanent shelter, which is affordable for everybody. Another source of material is quarry dust. Quarry dust also can be used to make stabilized soil blocks because it is soil already. Another thing that people do not seem to understand properly is that you can paint the blocks to any color that you want. And also the blocks take the color of the soil. So you save on water, you save on soil, you save on sand, you save on the stabilizing material. And if it's in an area that the soil, it's not waterlogged, you can still use the same material, the same blocks to make your foundation. These are areas like the northern Nyanza region, like Ugenya, Alego, and part of western Kenya. You can use, and part of Cameroon, part of the Congo, part of Senegal, you can use the same blocks to make your foundation. It's only that you will increase the ratios. The ratios will be different compared to the ones that you're using on the wall. Thank you very much.